Boston is a global sneaker hub, home to major companies that produce them, sneakerheads who wear them. We're going to walk you through this sneaker city from the ground up. Your hosts, Glenn Jones of NBC 10 Boston and Amina Smith of NBC Sports Boston.
Hello and welcome to our special Sneaker City from the Ground Up, a conversation about how and why Boston became a sneaker hub.
There has been a rise in sneaker culture on the streets, in the workplace, and probably in your own home. Increasingly, people are wearing high-end sneakers not for sport, but for style.
Right, it's that cross-section between sport and style that's driving the culture. You're going to meet the brand shapers in Boston, impacting the way people wear sneakers here and around the world, including the once side hustlers turned entrepreneurs, steering the rapidly growing resale market.
The numbers that are thrown around in that part of the game are mind-blowing. But is the pace and the price of the game leaving behind the people who made sneaker culture so popular in the first place?
It's an important question, and we'll get into it. But first, when we call Boston Sneaker City, it's not hype.
Check it out. Of the top 10 sneaker brands, 3 of their headquarters are right here in Boston. You got Reebok in the Seaport, you got Converse in near North Station, and New Balance right in Brighton.
Puma is based in Germany, of course, but its North American headquarters is in Somerville.
If you expand to include the top 15 brands worldwide, Waltham-based Saucony represents.
So let's get inside some of those brands now to find out why Boston became such a haven for sneakerheads. Few city sidewalks kiss as many fashionable souls as Boston.
I'm Boston, ride or die.
Sneakers are conceived here.
So all great things start in Beantown.
Special editions are launched here.
You gotta get these, man. These is it.
Sneakerheads call this place home.
There's a line right next to me. This is the Bad Bunny Seattle Response release.
The modern-day sneaker game is a worldwide $75 billion dash for cash. Puma, the race for revenue runs right through Boston. Its North America headquarters is in Somerville.
It's in our business, like gone are the days of like a headquarters that's behind the gates.
Puma North America CEO Bob Fillion took us deep into their digs. They think global here, but the focus is narrow: basketball and running.
We're the third largest sports company globally, but I still think we act very entrepreneurial and small in a lot of ways, much like the cat, staying nimble and quick and curious.
Since 1979, Puma's been in one Massachusetts city or another, opening this trendy head office of sneakerheads 2 years ago. 650 employees.
But it's also just a great place to live and work, and so it's an attractive place for the sneaker industry, the talent pool, the amount of universities that are here.
This is where New Balance has been ever since it was founded 117 years ago.
New Balance may be the most Boston brand of all. 5 factories across New England produce some of these shoes. The corporate nerve center is in Brighton. And lately, the brand's been speeding towards revenue growth faster than the cars zooming by on the pike. Post-pandemic, the CEO has been bullish.
Because of the pandemic, but we've been able to shoot back up to 4.4, then 5.3, and then this year will be over $6 billion.
You could grow $1 billion more in revenue year over year in this current year.
Yeah, we could. We think there's a lot of opportunity for expansion. Geography, we're really strong in running, we're really strong in lifestyle.
While running is a New Balance staple, its popularity as a lifestyle brand with ambassadors like rapper Jack Harlow is all new. Part of the reason revenue is up 33% since 2017.
New Balance.
Puma leans hard on lifestyle too. Gone are the days when sneakers are solely for sports.
This influence of sport, lifestyle, and fashion, that is our secret sauce, our elasticity of the brand, the ability to be with a Rihanna on a catwalk as well as a Christian Pulisic on the pitch in soccer or on the court with LaMelo Ball in basketball.
While both CEOs will tell you sport is still at the core of their missions, fashion drives the marketing. And that's what creates lines down the block.
It's a well-known sneaker where everybody wants, and I had to get them.
When Adidas launched a new collab with Bad Bunny, Concepts on Newbury Street was the only place on the planet you could get them.
Me and my friends drove here at 3 a.m.
Crazed for kicks. That's Boston. Commercially inside corporate campuses, culturally across the city. A global sneaker powerhouse where business is booming.
As you just saw, the music industry has helped many brands go from sport to street. Back in the late 80s, Run DMC joined forces with Adidas to create the first ever collab between a music group and a sneaker company. But even while Run DMC was playing in the clubs, chances are good that if you showed up in a pair of Adidas, you get sent home. Now sneakers are basically the uniform. Ace Gershfield is a longtime nightlife event promoter in Boston who has watched his evolution over the course of his career. He says the eventual mainstream acceptance of hip-hop is what led to the acceptance of sneakers in the club.
Sneakers has always been part of the hip-hop culture, which I think was part of the reason why it was somewhat used as the filter to say no, because historically that just wasn't the consumer base that was as acceptable to the management.
And Glenn, one man rocking sneakers before it was cool turns out to be a familiar face to local sports fans.
You're talking about Patriots owner Robert Kraft. He told me never in his wildest dreams did he expect to be at the forefront of fashion. But circumstances in his life changed, so he put one sneaker-clad foot in front of the other.
That's the latest shoe right here, the one that came out last month.
I have a lot of shoes.
He's a well-heeled man, but you'll almost never find him wearing one.
If you look around today, a lot of people are wearing them in all occasions, in all settings.
10 NFL seasons ago, back when the Patriots were building a dynasty, owner Robert Kraft stood apart for another reason: his ever-present sneakers. A bone spur in his foot and a break in his heart drove him to ditch dress shoes for good. Inadvertently, he started a trend.
I had a different perspective on life. I had lost my beloved wife, Mara, and when we buried her, I looked at life a little differently and knew my quality of life was better walking in comfortable sneakers.
You didn't set out to create a trend, but you helped create a trend.
Think so. It's what people tell me, that when they saw me doing it, it made them comfortable.
Listen, not everybody gets a shoe collaboration. Robert Kraft has had his demeanor for about a decade with Nike.
And we have a pair of them right here. I love the way this shoe looks, but also, Glenn, I love how light this shoe is.
Yeah, it's the Flyknit that makes it so light, and usually Air Force Ones are actually pretty heavy.
Definitely a heavy shoe, but also take a look at this check mark.
Yeah,
the 3D
I really
design,
do like it.
I love the way that looks. And then you have RKK on there with his initials and everything.
And the Patriots logo as well, and this is supposed to be inspired by the throwback Patriots blue. It is a nice shoe, about $165 retail when it launched in September, and now sells resale for about $200.
Well, speaking of resale, if you tried to buy sneakers and you weren't able to buy some, it was probably because the resellers, they bested you. They buy these kicks by the carload.
Especially when they use bots. They can buy dozens of sneakers before you and I even have the chance to buy one. We're going to take you now into the wild world of reselling, including the story of two brothers from Weymouth who are changing the game. There's a good chance you own a pair of sneakers. It's unlikely you've ever bought a pair in this way.
I have 4 pairs right now, but usually when we come to these events, we look to grab around 100 to 200 pairs. Yeah.
This Worcester convention floor is the brainchild of two 20-something brothers from Weymouth, founders of a company called Got Soul. This event marks a 10th anniversary. On day one, Jonathan Demotica was just 14. There he is with his older brother, Joey.
To really just continuously hear these stories of how the last 10 years has impacted people, it's hit home for me and the whole team.
Around the globe, resellers rake in about $10 billion every year on pre-owned kicks. Got Soul built an event platform where the buying and selling takes place in person.
I think it is organized chaos.
Much for the whole table.
Huh?
56.
15 right there.
10 men.
11,000.
Cash in hand.
30,000. There we go. Wow.
Now they're in 8 U.S. cities. Boston was their first ever. 2013, a church in the South End.
This is a brick from the original church.
That church is gone now.
It's the 1800s, and you're still slapping. It's got debris coming up.
But the dream that started there totally came true.
I don't think we ever got too caught up in how are we going to do this blue sky dream of bringing it around the world, more of how are we going to make this next event we have, whenever that was in the last 10 years, as special as possible for the community.
The dream is more remarkable when you consider it literally rose from ashes. In 2012, their home in Weymouth burned down, forced the family into a trailer. Money was tight.
We obviously lost everything, right? And the one thing that we were very fixated on was sneakers at that time, and we didn't have 2 pennies to rub together.
They cleaned and restored sneakers to make money, mowed lawns too. They took about 2 years of savings and risked it all on that event in the South End.
Before the event, almost 12 o'clock.
It's a move that has paid off beyond their wildest expectations.
If we didn't have that real, punch in the jaw at ages 12 and 14, we lost our house and had nothing. We lived in a trailer for a year. We needed an escape, and we had that massive chip on each of our shoulders to go do something great. So it might have been the worst day of our lives when it happened, January of 2012, but it ended up probably being the greatest thing that could have ever happened to us.
Attend a Got Soul event, the brothers from Weymouth are like celebrities. People know their story. They respect the resilience and the revenue, but big money comes with big criticism. Even big brand CEOs worry aggressive buying and selling at events like this, and the bots online, block everyday consumers from kicks originally meant for them.
The reselling piece in bots in particular is a huge problem for our industry, right? So that certainly is a challenge. I do think that there is a demand creator that resellers play in the marketplace, that ability to understand supply and demand and actually add to the demand side of it.
Are you troubled sometimes when you see the inflated cost that demand creates?
Absolutely. It's something that we have a lot of tools in place to try to make sure we're getting to our end consumer.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's supply and demand. It's whatever someone is willing to pay for a sneaker is what it's going to sell for.
Sold one of my most expensive shoes at $15,000.
The prices climb, the events grow, the revenue rushes in. And as long as that's true, resellers will be chasing paper.
No, I don't want anyone getting it twisted. There is real money here. The Got Soul brothers, I haven't seen their books, but I'm convinced their gross revenue every year is in the 7 figures.
It has to be. People are spending $10,000 on shoes. I'm watching the story and the guy's like, yeah, I come in and I buy at least 100 pair of shoes. That's absolutely insane.
Now, my sources tell me you've spent some dough on shoes, too.
Yeah, I have spent a little bit of dough, not $10,000, but let's take a look at my collection at home.
Okay guys, so I wanted to show you some of my favorite kicks in my closet right now. And I'll start with these. These are the Air Jordan 1s high OG denims. I love this shoe right here. This was love at first sight. Like, I love the detail, the bamboo earrings on here. Like, I'm a New York girl, Brooklyn girl, so this shoe, when I saw it, totally my vibe. I'm not even gonna tell you guys how much I paid for this shoe. Then we've got classics. This is the Bred 11s, and y'all, this is a top 2 shoe, and it ain't number 2. Like, I probably wear these maybe a couple of times a year. And then you have the same ones here, cool grays, same design, Jordan 11s, more like a spring summer vibe. Love this shoe right here. This one you could dress up, dress down, very comfortable. We've got the controversial Panthers. It used to be a limited release by Nike, and then they started to release it on a regular basis. So I don't know why it's so divisive, but I love it because you can wear it pretty much with anything and buy it over and over again. You have got to have a fresh pair of white on whites, all white G Fazos, Uptowns, whatever you want to call it, like in your closet if you are a sneakerhead. So for me, I buy 2 at a time. These are my top 6 right now, not even close to all the rest in my closet, but pretty much all I could fit on the table right now.
Man, Amina, we might need to get you enrolled in Sneakerhead Anonymous.
Look, I'm not that far yet, okay? I was at one point, but now I'm getting better. I'm a little bit more reserved when it comes to spending money, not $10,000 on sneakers.
Right.
So.
Well, we celebrate your progress. So it was awesome to see your collection. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So as the resellers have shown us and Amina's closet, there is a high demand for sneakers, but high demand almost always means higher prices.
And that means there's a certain group of people also getting priced out. We talk about that coming up.
The NBA helped put sneaker culture on the map, and players take it very seriously.
It is something that they think about. It's something that they talk about amongst each other. It's a common question of who has the best fashion, who's got the best shoes.
We went shopping with an NBA stylist. His job is to make a Celtics star look clean off the court.
Plus, a glimpse into the future. Crypto meets sneakers at a startup in West Roxbury when Sneaker City continues.
Most of our shoes come from events like this, or we get a lot of people that come in store to sell us pairs too. Yep.
So if you get to your goal of 100, about how much will you have spent?
A lot of money. So today, for instance, we bought 25,000.
Ooh, Welcome back to Sneaker City. He was looking to buy 100 pairs of sneakers in one day, and that kind of aggressive buying is totally fair game. However, Glenn, it could be pricing out a certain group of people.
I'm sure that it is. I mean, and he was not the only one there with that kind of cash to spend. And when you have that kind of demand on sneakers, it of course raises the prices, and that's where people get left behind. So we wanted to have a conversation about this very issue. So we went to the South End. We talked to Dart Adams, who is a historian who happens also to be a sneakerhead. He has lived in the South End for decades. The demographics of his neighborhood have changed so much during that time. He sees sneaker culture's evolution as very similar. He says when sneakers got flipped like South End condos, it changed the face of sneakers.
If you open up a magazine, open up a publication, and they're talking about the resale game, look at the face of the kids or the people who are at the front of the resale game. Rarely did they look like us, you know? But who were we? We were the people that were the arbiters of the culture. We were the people that spread the culture. We're the people that were the OGs.
It was a fascinating conversation. That's just a small part of it. But I think to summarize, what he's saying is there's two sides to this issue. Black culture getting appropriated, which he cites as happening many times in our history, and that can be a compliment for people who started that culture. But also, when that culture is appropriated, the popularity of it is such that the cost to be associated with it goes up too, and that's where people get left behind.
Yeah, I think about just growing up in Brooklyn, and when sneakers drop, particularly Jordans, you know, people are outside at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. This is like an event when you go and buy a sneaker, and so those sneakers retailed at $160. That's already a lot of money for people in certain communities, but then now you have resellers buying these sneakers and then reselling them for 2, 3, 4 times the value. Now you have an entire community of people that can't afford that shoe anymore, and they are, just like he said, the OGs of the culture.
Yeah, that's the crux of the issue, really, because when you got up at 4 or 5 in the morning, as long as you got up early enough and you had the cash, that was the price. But now with the resale market, the person who has the most money is more likely to get the shoes because that's the way that the resale market works. If you've got the cash, you get the shoes. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, it's really the gentrification of sneaker culture. But then also I think back to, you know, the Dunks, the Nike Dunks. They were skateboard shoes. These are shoes you could buy for $80, maybe $100, and maybe most expensive $120.
Right.
But then after you have a lot of resellers making it popular, these are shoes that are now going for $400, $500, $600. So again, now you have a certain community that can't afford that shoe anymore when they were the arbitrators of that culture.
Yeah, you know, we could not have a fulsome and honest discussion about sneaker culture without touching on this issue, so I'm glad that we did. If you want to hear more about this issue, we encourage you to go online. I spent half a day really with Dart Adams roaming and reminiscing through his beloved South End. Music came up a lot. Wait until you hear what he says about New Edition and Little Richard. You can see more of our conversation online at NBCBoston.com/SneakerCity.
Check out that jacket. Sweet.
Cost is not a problem for NBA players when it comes to sneakers or any other item of clothing. As you can see, some take what they wear to the games very seriously.
Look at me rocking a bomber like Jrue Holiday. Pro basketball players have the greatest influence on fashion trends, probably more so than any other professional sport.
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are two of the biggest examples. And one of their new teammates, Jrue Holiday, he's no slouch either.
All right, let's take a look at what's driving this culture, this impact on fashion trends from head to toe.
How we doing? The tunnels of basketball arenas are now as influential as the runways of Paris. Players take it seriously from the ground up.
It is something that they think about. It's something that they talk about amongst each other. It's a common question of who has the best fashion, who's got the best shoes.
What do we look at in the tunnel? From the floor to the ceiling.
Brandon Williams is an NBA stylist.
It comes from the shoes to the head.
Tunnel walks can drive sales.
Absolutely. Tunnel walks have 1,000% changed the landscape economics of fashion. It's for Jrue Holiday. So XL. So I XL in this.
Brandon arrived from LA this morning.
Is there a 46 in these?
Less than 48 hours to outfit Jrue Holiday, an NBA All-Star new to the Celtics this season. A lot of eyes on his client.
Welcome to Boston.
Oh, well, we're going to see what this price tag is.
We're looking at $1,565.50.
That's less than what I thought. So we're good. So every game that you see Drew in a look, it's coming from me. I give Drew and all my clients a month of looks.
Michael Jordan ignited the fire for sneaker culture back in the 80s. 40 years later, Instagram is the kerosene. Entire accounts are fixated on the shoes, the outfits, anything athletes wear on their way to work, influencing millions of followers, a ton of sneakerheads. Personal stylists seem nearly as important to the players as personal trainers.
This Letterman is fire.
The jacket Brendan spotted on Newbury Street,
That's our Bape Concepts collaboration.
strutted by Drew through the Gardens tunnel ahead of the Celtics home opener. A big night.
And it's part of their brand, and it's an important way to build that brand.
I'm not only just a stylist, but I am a sneakerhead, you know.
Brendan understands what he puts on a superstar, especially his feet, is not only a statement, it's a sales pitch.
You get to display this sneaker to the world. And, you know, us as bystanders, as fans, we get to be bystanders of all this sneaker culture. And so now what's left over is an appetite. So we come to stores like Concepts and we want to go shopping.
Here's the bottom line. When an NBA stylist fills a shopping bag, he's not only drawing up a play for his client, he's also playmaking for you. So stylist Brandon Williams puts the pro sports in a pecking order. He puts NBA players right at the top when it comes to influence on fashion trends. Any idea who he puts at the bottom?
I'm gonna guess it either has to be hockey or baseball.
Major League Baseball players are the ones that he puts at the bottom. He says those guys need a lot of help.
Yeah, they definitely need some help in the MLB. Well, guys who don't need help, obviously, those players in the NBA. Let's take a look at some more of those looks from players on this Celtics team. And Jason Tatum, when you talk about pecking order in terms of style, I'm not going to lie. Jason Tatum is at the top. I feel like he is at home laying out his outfit before every single game.
Yeah, he always looks good. And he always has that air of confidence, which is what you want to see from a star player.
Of course. And Jaylen Brown as well, he has some great style too. Drew Holiday, new addition to the Celtics team. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, he's coming with his A game before every single game.
Yeah, and of course, he brought his stylist with him to Boston from Milwaukee, and that is paying off too.
I mean, bringing your stylist to the new city that you're playing in, that's top tier. They have Kristaps Porzingis the other night suited and booted. This is a totally different look, though. I mean, you don't see a lot of suits in the tunnel.
Yeah, he looks great. And, you know, we know, of course, he's not buying that off the rack because he's taller than 7 feet. But he actually looks like someone who has put a lot of effort into putting that suit together.
Oh, yeah, 7'3", 7'3", Kristaps Porzingis. Another look for Jason Tatum. He's been really into this whole floral look the last couple of years. I don't know. It works for him. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm not sure I could pull it off, but he does look good doing it.
I look good in florals. I wear some florals sometimes. Let's take a look at some more looks inside of the tunnel from the Boston Celtics players. And honestly, we see them night in and night out. They come with really great looks. This is O'Shea Brissett. I love the all black. I'm not mad at it.
It always works all black.
All black, glasses on the inside. I know, like, if it was my mom would tell me, take those glasses off inside. But, I mean, we're talking about fashion. Derek White coming in as well. I love how he just keeps it casual.
Yeah, you know, I don't mind when an athlete shows up for work looking like an athlete.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's the case with players like Derek White. He looks good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's just not something you see very often in the NBA. Guys are just showing up as if they're just athletes.
That's true.
It's a runway, Glenn, okay? That's a runway coming into the arena.
It's always fun to watch, too.
When you see the players wearing high-end outfits, for some fans, it could be inspiration for their own wardrobe.
Right, and it is at least fun to try to replicate those tunnel walks wherever it is that you work. So we tried it here at the Boston Media Center, along with our colleagues at NBC 10 Boston, NBC Sports Boston, NECN, and Telemundo Nueva Inglaterra. Take a look. I posted it on my social media account. This was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm a lifelong sneakerhead. I'm always had enjoyed, you know, the sneaker and fashion side of things.
Some athletes marry their love for fashion with the technological age. Take Devontae Smith, star wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. He has a signature sneaker. If you buy it, it comes with an NFT. That stands for non-fungible token. It digitally certifies the ownership and authenticity of the shoe. And that NFT comes with perks.
I mean, he signed their, memorabilia for them. They rooted all throughout the season for him because as he reached different milestones on the field, they were rewarded. And every time he had a reception of 40 yards or more, everybody received a free cheesesteak.
We saw that you have a lot of shoes. Have any of them ever sent you a sandwich?
Absolutely not, and I love food as well, and I would love them to send me a sandwich.
That's so cool. All right, so we've got a pair of these sneakers from End State right here on the ottoman, and they are a company in West Roxbury. And what's cool about these shoes in particular is that they have a social responsibility message. I'll tell you about that in a second. The other thing that they do, however, is when I put my camera next to this QR code, it opens up a URL where I can see the shoe three-dimensionally. It's like augmented reality. And when I showed it to you before, you were saying, hey, you could use that to plan your outfit.
Oh yeah, just like how I do on Pinterest. I plan my whole outfit, but I can't see what my shoes look like with the outfit, so this is perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty cool what they've done from a technological point of view. The other thing that I wanted to mention about this shoe in particular is it's been inspired by Wells Crowther, and he is a BC grad from 1999. He was living in New York City during the terrorist attacks on September 11th. And there are all these reports after the attacks of someone rushing into the South Tower to save people. And he had on a red bandana across his face to protect himself from the elements. And over time, when that story was told repeatedly by people who were rescued, they realized it was Wells. And his family formed a charitable trust. And the proceeds of this shoe, which were inspired by Wells, go to that charitable trust. And they have other ways in which they're trying to put forward a social responsibility message when somebody buys the shoe.
I think that's very cool. Not only a shoe that actually looks good, but also something that comes with a really great cause.
Yeah. He played lacrosse at BC, and you said they have
Oh yeah, they had the red bandana game every single season. So that's why I looked at it and I was like, okay, this makes sense. I'm putting 2 and 2 together with that red bandana game as well at Boston College.
Yeah, it definitely clicked. Amina, this was so much fun.
It definitely was.
We hope you enjoyed getting to know Sneaker City.
To see our stories in full, go to NBCBoston.com/Sneaker City. There's really so much to see there. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Amina Smith.
I'm Glenn Jones. For all of us here at the Boston Media Center, thanks for watching.